Hello and welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick, and joining me equally as always is Devon.
Hello.
Yeah, today we're doing a little bit of a pick of our favourite games of a few genres. But before we go too far into that, let's go with the good old time-honored tradition of the nonsense asinine hypotheticals. What have you got for me today?
You know what? We had to do so much prep work, I've forgotten to prepare a hypothetical question. Rick, you turned into a Funko Pop.
Oh shit, oh no.
What is your distinctive feature that they have to give to distinguish you as a Funko Pop? Because, you know, Funko Pops are lazy and crap.
Oh, I kind of like this. Oh shit.
Hey, guess what? Why that question came to mind?
Oh, yeah, because you have probably been given a Funko Pop that's of a really, really boring character that just looks like standard Guy 2.
No, because I'm looking at the pile of Funko Pops that my brother has just shoved in the corner of my fucking room and will live there for all eternity because you can't do anything with them. Anyway, continue. What's your answer?
Yeah, shit, that's the problem. I don't think anything about me is like, you know, that different.
It could even just be your hairstyle, Rick. It's not that deep of a question. This doesn't this doesn't define you as a person.
I guess as if I were famous, then I would probably do something memorable and identifiable.
This isn't hypothetical. You, now, as you are, not if you were famous and magically had, I'd wear a hat, is basically what you're saying.
Essentially, yeah, but like I guess I'd I'd sculpt my beard, you know, and that would be like the thing that makes me look different. Like I'd like cut like a big like chunks out a little bit more obviously all the time. So yeah, that's going to be what
you'd make yourself look like a crazy homeless person.
No, like you know, the central soul patch is often separate to the rest of the goatee. You know,
is it?
I mean, yeah, you got like the little bald spots.
You're making making a lot of assumptions about my knowledge of facial hair. Therefore,
okay.
me going, isn't me being a dick, it's me going, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. Like that's a place where hair grows less, so I would sculpt it a bit better and make it a little bit more obvious that was something that I do, so that it might be recognizable as me rather than just any old beardy bastard.
The unfortunate reality is I think that if this is the best you've got, what they're going to do is they're going to take all the leftover Minecraft Steve live action Funko Pops and just slightly change the shirt color. Now it's a Rick Funko Pop.
Yeah, they move the hairline a bit further back and...
Okay, that was you this time. I didn't start that.
Yeah. You were waiting to. How about you?
I was not, sir. I was focused on your facial hair because that's what you made the point to be.
Yeah. How about you? What's your Funko Pop?
I really like wrestling.
Okay.
So I'd have. I think to distinguish me, it would just be like, for some unknown reason, like they could use the Minecraft Steve one for me as well. Let's not beat around the bush. We are both large men and we both have beards. It's like that. That's just a fact. So they could just repurpose that and just give it a steel chair.
Sure. Steve with a steel chair.
That's a fucking thing. Like, if Jack Black had to choreograph a fight scene with that chicken jockey, I'm sure he'd argue for it.
Yeah. Just Steve picks up a steel chair and... I don't hate it.
I mean, I do, because that movie was terrible and a steel chair would not have improved it. But anyway, Rick, do you have a question for me today?
My one for you is a bit simple. You get a magic 8 ball. It gives you correct answers. You get one unequivocally correct answer a day. What do you do with it?
Rick, you've asked variants of this question before. Just instead of a magic 8 ball, it was just straight up like God beaming the answers into your head.
Yeah, you get one answer per day.
Okay, cool. And it has to be in the form of an 8 ball answer. You can't just go, what's XYZ?
Yeah, so it can give you vague things like answer unclear or definitely yes and things like that.
It's telling the truth, right?
it tells the truth.
Yeah, and it effectively can only answer yes or no, but varying degrees, right?
Yeah, it can basically answer yes, no, or your question was shit.
Yeah, okay, so my question would, until I amassed enough wealth to be comfortable, it would be asking the result of football games, and I would obviously place all of my money on that football team to win.
Okay.
So it'd be like, will Arsenal win today? And it'll be like, not unclear, so alright, won't bet on Arsenal. But sometimes it'll say yes, and I'm like, okay, so that means Arsenal will definitely win. I'm just picking a football team out of my arse, by the way, guys. I don't really care about Arsenal. It's one of the ones it's one of the ones everybody knows because the IT crowd.
Yes, and it has the word arse in it. It's great.
Yeah, but their fucking logo is a cannon. It's clearly Arsenal, as in an arsenal of weaponry. Anyway, whatever. Whenever it said yes or a definite yes or a definite no, it'd be like, cool, bet on. Well, actually, no. You probably don't want to bet on the other team with all of your money because no, them not winning might also just mean a draw. But yeah, if it definitely said this team will win, I'd be like, cool, all my money on that team, please, until I amassed enough wealth, and then I'd stop caring about the magic 8-ball.
Sure. Yeah, you're going to stop caring about it. You're not going to use it for anything else.
I can't ask it what the cure for cancer is, can I? It's yes or no questions.
Sure, I guess, fair enough.
Like, you would have to ask it would take so long to get anything beneficial apart from a quick way of amassing wealth that it seems rather pointless to try for anything else. And now try and prove me wrong, Rick, with what your better answer likely is.
Yeah, it would be very similar in that I would like use it for money to begin with, and then once I'm like pretty happy with that, then yeah, that's when I would start trying to improve the world.
How are you doing that with yes or no questions on a daily basis?
Yeah, I'm picking something to champion and using the ball to.
No. Specifics. You can't just say I'm gonna do this and use broad strokes because that doesn't answer the question.
Okay, so let's choose, for instance, the snafu with Moral Guardian's gatekeeping Steam right now. This is something that's happening right now that you've been made me aware of, that Moral Guardians are stopping freedom of expression within media, and I would find out how to best take over this situation and turn it to the good of the common man.
Okay, cool. How do you do that with a yes or no question every day?
Well, first of all, I figure out which company is responsible for the bullshit.
Well, you don't need to worry about that. They're telling you.
Okay. Well, first of all, I ask if that's true.
Okay. Where'd you go from there, Rick? Like, again, it's a admirable plan when you don't fucking think about it. Again, all you're getting is a yes or no question answered truthfully, but not necessarily helpfully, because it's still a magic 8-ball. Sometimes the answer you're going to get is ask again later.
Yeah, and then I'll find out. Hopefully, be able to find out individual people from it.
How?
That's going to be
how.
Well, yeah, that's going to be a Google thing. So, and confirm with the 8-ball, and then start fishing for dirt. Does this person have a mistress, etc.?
I just don't think this is a viable. What do you then do with that? Oh, some crazy person on the internet says this person has a mistress. Okay, you can find out all the information in the world, but it's not workable.
Yeah, I guess
it's just not. It's just not feasible. I appreciate wanting to attempt to do good. I'd probably aim a little higher than my porn games on Steam, which isn't even porn games, but whatever.
It's just something that affects us as consumers of free media directly.
The one that fucking bugs me the most is Detroit Become Human, because that game's just crap. It should be removed from the system because it's not a good game, not because it has any porn in it.
Yeah. But yes, that's going to be it for our hypotheticals. On to the main event. We've picked 5 categories of games. RPGs, shooters, platformers, rhythm games, and racing games, and we're going to talk about our favourites thereof. So we're going to start with RPGs. Can you think what your favourite RPG of all time has been?
I can, Rick. However, I'm going to flip the script slightly, and you can go first. Rick, what's your favourite RPG of all time, and why?
The one that I've picked for this is Knights of the Old Republic. This was one of the first RPGs that I 100% definitely bought with my own money, and I somehow avoided getting spoiled on the big spoiler of, oh no, you're Darth Revan for a long time, which is great because if you didn't get spoiled on it, it's actually quite a good twist.
Yeah, but the internet wasn't as big of a thing back then.
No.
So, like, it's very unless one of your friends is a dick, you're very unlikely to get spoiled back then.
Yeah, and also I was the biggest Star Wars nerd out of all our friends, so I was probably the only one who was gonna play that. Also, nobody had... A lot of people around my age weren't into Super PC gaming, and this was PC and Xbox, and the only person that had an Xbox really didn't like RPGs, so I was safe on that front at least.
Yes, and this very much is an RPG. This is one of the... I wouldn't say it's one of the earliest, because then you're going back to like Baldur's Gate and Planescape and whatnot, but it's one of the earlier examples of a tabletop RPG turned into a video game. Like, it effectively is. Like, it's old school BioWare, right?
Yeah. I was going to say, funny you should mention Baldur's Gate, because, yeah, they went basically Baldur's Gate, then Neverwinter Nights, then Knights of the Old, and it's built on the Neverwinter Nights engine.
Yeah, because one of the few things we know about BioWare is they had the license for D&D and they had the license for Star Wars, and then they lost those, so they made Dragon Age and Mass Effect.
Yeah. And, like, generally, this has been a good thing.
Until Dreadwolf.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could say until frickin' until Andromeda, but yeah.
Okay, listen, Andromeda was so much bigger and better than Dreadwolf. Dreadwolf retroactively made it a better game,
I guess.
However, I don't remember fuck all about Andromeda apart from Liam making Star Wars references, which is weird.
Yeah, and frickin' I remember the cat, and that's about it.
I assume that's an alien in that game. I can't remember.
It's the main alien threat race.
Sure, fuck 'em. But yeah, KOTOR's an interesting game because it's one I've always wanted to play. However, unless you get the Xbox version, you have to use keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I guess you can use it on tablet.
Oh yeah, that's much easier and better than either of the other two methods.
Yeah.
Fucking... Oh, you can use tablet. Oh, I'm a worse control scheme in every way, so much so that it doesn't even come into my mind as an option.
Yeah, to be honest, I've not even tried it on my phone. So
yeah, you shouldn't. Games like that should not be played on the phone. Like, you can get most Final Fantasy games on the mobile, and you shouldn't, because they don't control well.
No, they don't. Like, it's just basically just running it as an emulator with on-screen controls.
Yeah, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Although that being said, turn-based RPGs is probably one of the games where you can get away with it a bit more, because, precise control isn't a big of a deal.
Yeah, and being able to point and click for precise control is actually a reasonable thing to use.
Depends on the RPG in that case.
True.
But yeah, KOTOR looks fun. I've watched playthroughs of KOTOR. I've only ever watched an evil playthrough though, so...
Yeah, I personally think it's one of the ones where the things that happen are generally the same, because obviously you have to follow the same plot beats.
Oh yeah, but the ending gets very different, because you kill like 5 of your party members.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, and the universe.
Yeah, no, killing your party members is worse. That's personal.
Oh yeah, because you've been going through the game with those, and let you get them to kill each other. It's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you watch the game play that I watched, they mind tricked the Wookiee to kill the Twi'lek, and I'm like, wow, that really is an evil decision to make.
Yeah, and then the Wookiee's like, I can't believe you did that. You made me do that, and then he attacks you, and then you have to put him down.
Oh well.
Yeah, you knew what you were in for by this point. Yeah, there's some real evil decisions, and they feel real. They feel visceral, and like even the basics of choosing between the evil and good outcome for one character really early on, of do we try and redeem them or kill them, is just whether or not you get them as a recruitable or whether you just kill them.
Oh yeah, it's the Baldur's Gate. But Baldur's Gate took. I was going to fucking say that it was inspired by Baldur's Gate then, and I was like, no, that's not correct. But by Baldur's Gate, I'm being Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is way more recent. Baldur's Gate 3 basically took that philosophy, because if you do an evil run, you lose half your party. Yeah,
you do. Like half of them just decide, oh no, I'm not down with this, and the other half are just on the good side, to begin with and are going to be against whatever you're doing to begin with.
Yeah, so off the top of my head, you've got Will defends the Grove no matter what. Karlak, if she finds out about the Grove or is with you during the Grove, is like, fuck you, you're evil. You've got Halsin will just die off screen if you do the evil route. If you're doing Dirge and you kill Isabel, that's Jaheira gone.
Yep. You can persuade Jaheira.
Okay, sure, but let's just, again, you're not going to try and persuade her if you're doing Dirge, you're just going to murder her. So Jaheira's gone, and if Jaheira's gone, that means no Minsk. That's up to what? That's 5 people gone. If you're really...
There's a worse one than that, though. You can recruit Jaheira and Minsk and bring them to Saravok and kill them in front of Saravok.
Okay, but if you're playing the game for the first time, you're not going to know that.
No. If you're playing the game for the first time, you're ideally not going to be playing as Dirge.
Well, I don't know. The game sort of leads you to believe that you've got 2 choices for your OC. You can be Tav or you can be Dirge. And if you're Dirge, you're going to have a miserable first experience because it makes you do things. It makes you do things, which is great. It's a great integration of gameplay and what's happening in the story, because Dirge can't control the urge and you as the player can't control it all the time. Or you kind of can after that first one, but whatever. I was just going to mention as well that if you're not very good at persuasion, Gale also says, we just killed children, and I'm not okay with that yet.
I'm not okay with that yet. That's assuming that you didn't chew Gale's hand off.
That is also true. That's another Dirge exclusive choice, which, again, not a choice you know is actually going to do something unless you look it up, because I had to reload that save.
Yeah, fantasize about the thing, and I'll perish. And yeah. So, Knights of the Old Republic is my favourite RPG. How about you?
My favourite RPG is, of course, without question, and this might step on our toes a bit when we get to proper JRPG category, but it is FF9.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good pick, a strong pick. Good music, good characters, good world.
I love how I don't have to speak here.
Yeah, it's just generally a very good game. If it's not my favorite Final Fantasy as well, it's definitely it's undeniably top 3, and I'm struggling to think what I actually, in retrospect, rank higher than 9. A lot of people rank 10 higher. I don't.
Well, here's the funny thing is I've replayed 10 more recently than I replayed 9, and 10 is incredibly boring. Gameplay wise, the story's great. It's Final Fantasy at its core, but like it's just a straight line. The sphere grid doesn't get fun until near the end of the game when you're doing stupid shit. Yeah,
I get you.
It's just I think a lot of it is rose tinted glasses because Final Fantasy X was magical back in 2000.
Yeah, with it being the first one that was voice acted.
That's also very true, if you don't count Kefka's laugh.
The freaking vocoded SNES. Yeah.
The fucking laugh that Toby Fox masterfully gave to fucking Flowey.
Yeah.
Yeah, FF9 is great. I love that game immensely. I both would love a remake and would hate a remake, because if they remake FF9 and then do the same thing they did with the FF7 stuff and like completely change the gameplay and not mismash, but like tweak things to be more in line with today's standards, I think I'd hate it. And also, like, Bowie would have been the best candidate to voice Kuja, and he's dead, so...
Yeah, he would. Oh, man, shit, he would, wouldn't he?
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying it 4 years before 2016, and then it was like, shit, now I don't know who could do it.
Yeah. Oh, shit, you wouldn't... I wouldn't believe Kuja as fucking Stephen Fry. Like, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that'd be very bad casting. Very bad.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. But yeah, like, man, like, what would they do to remake 9? Like, I guess, like, they're gonna have to make it more action if they're remaking things, but, like, I guess they'd have to lean more into individual characters' style. So, like, for Zidane only sections, a little bit more stealth focus.
No, fuck off. No, fuck off. I want it to be fucking turn-based. I just want the game again, but look prettier and with voice acting. That's all I want.
Sure. Okay.
Like, it really is something I didn't like with FF7, because it's basically like Kingdom Hearts, but not as shit. Listen, I adore Kingdom Hearts. I adore it to pieces, but the battle system is incredibly simplistic, and all they did is more or less improve upon that battle system to make it not quite so simplistic. That's all I mean by shit. Like, Kingdom Hearts is fine. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1 is basic bitch mode. Kingdom Hearts 2 is made a bit better because they got the reaction commands. However, a lot of fights just evolve into how quickly can you get the reaction command off, so...
Yeah, you move into position and real-time bonk.
It's not even real-time, it's spam triangle. I wish I was exaggerating. Like, it means that fights that are actually difficult, like the spoiler alert super secret Sephiroth fights, are actually quite annoying because you can't just bullshit them. I mean, I'm sure there's someone who's really good at Kingdom Hearts screaming in the comments being like, you can bullshit them, you're shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm not great at Kingdom Hearts, I know that. That's why I don't play on proud mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those where I don't want an action RPG. The annoying thing is my love for Final Fantasy IX is so great that if they said today we've got an FF9 remake, it's coming out, it's going to be an action RPG, I will still get it because it's my childhood. It's the first Final Fantasy I beat.
Sure.
So it's got that extra piece of nostalgia to it, but it's also just a fantastic game. I was reading recently that there was a ton of content cut out for time.
Okay.
So that's why Armorant is really not that fleshed out, because he had a bunch of extra content that just didn't make it.
Yeah, okay. Is he the only character that's had that done to him, or?
Apparently everyone had a bit of stuff gutted, but Armorant is the one that had a massive chunk removed. Like, if you've played FF9, which I'm sure it might have been a while for you, Rick, but you probably remember, like, after Disc 2, Freya stops really mattering, and that sucks.
Yeah, it does. Like, she's, like, I think that they do a lot with characters when you recruit them, and then they just kind of go into the background a lot of the time, unless it's like Garnet.
But that's the problem, though, is that, like, you get the main four very early on, then you recruit Freya, then you got the option of recruiting Quina. Quina doesn't get fuck all. He is, well, I say he. They are entirely a side character by their nature, which, you know, it's a blue mage, it kind of makes sense, but they have nothing plot-wise.
Yeah, the only thing they do is go with Zidane to fight the Lich. That's it.
They do that, and if we don't meet Quina, then we don't get Fossil Rue, which doesn't unlock the rest of the map, because they get distracted by frogs.
Sure.
So yeah, I'd really love to do an in-depth fucking talk about FF9. Like, we did these one-offs with the Final Fantasies that we did play back when we had the hour time limit, and it's not enough time.
No, it ain't. Yeah, FF9 I've remembered very fondly.
Yes. And also it's aged remarkably well, just because, it didn't try to be real.
Yeah, so 7 with the Lego.
Well, they didn't have a choice for that. That was technical limitations.
Yeah, they couldn't spend longer making the shit look not bad. Obviously, in retrospect, they could have done. They just didn't, because we got good-looking models, or good asterisk-looking models for 8, and then good-looking models for 9 that were stylized.
Exactly. It's why 8 and 7 needed You can play 9 now, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
That being said, get it on Steam and get the Moguri mod, and it does just make the game look prettier.
Yeah. Just it just renders the stuff in like feeling like HD.
I mean, if you look at the comparisons, it might as well be HD. But anyway, I think I've spoken about FF9 for way longer than I should have done. Let's move on to the next category, which is shooter, Rick.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shooters, and I thought about a bunch of shooters, and really, what is the shooter that I've enjoyed the most? It's probably Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2, where they get rid of heat sinks.
Yeah.
No, sorry, put heat sinks back in.
Yeah, they put heat sinks in to make it into ammo. So yeah, they get rid of the cooldown heat mechanic and give you disposable heat sinks to feel like ammo.
Yeah.
But really, they make it feel more like an RPG that's actiony rather than just a shooting game where sometimes you can pick one psychic power.
Well, also, it's a third-person shooter as well, so that already gives it a distinctive feel. It feels like, especially at the time, third-person shooter was not the in thing.
Yeah, there was basically this and, like, Gears of War, and they both had the thing in common where it was the third-person, over-the-shoulder shooter with chest-high walls for cover.
Yeah.
And, the difference was Gears of War was more based on, like, numbers, action, and, like, moment-to-moment reaction reactions with enemies, whereas Mass Effect enemies were quite happy to stay together in a spawn and like come at you en masse and try to overwhelm you, whereas in Gears of War they'd be kind of a little bit more chaotic.
That is where my grenade shall go.
Yep. Oh, go. Yeah, Tally. No, Tally. Give us a big old explosion over there of electric damage. Cool. Get him, Chick Tika.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2 was great. I'd argue probably the best Mass Effect, right?
Oh, like I would say so. It gave us. I think it had like Empire Strikes Back framing in that. Yes, there are things in the future, and yes, there are things you're building off of, and it didn't have to solve everything because they knew they were going to do a Mass Effect 3. And I think they did really well with having like a larger cast here, because even though not everybody is necessary, everybody feels like they fulfill their role, you know?
But it's a perfect setup because the entire time you're building up to the suicide mission, which is the big finale, it's stressed upon you time and time again that you have no idea what you're going to have to do. Like, you don't know what that final mission is going to be. Obviously, you do if you're playing it for the second or third time, but in universe, Shepard has no idea what the fuck's going on, or rather, what the exact skills are going to be necessary to beat the final dungeon, as it were, for lack of a better term. So you get multiple tech specialists in different ways. You've got Kasumi, who's a thief, because you don't know. Maybe you'll need someone who can stealth incredibly well. The only people that you do have to get is you have to get Mordin because you need his tech to counteract the freezing mosquitoes. Which, boy, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, you need the collector countermeasure, I think they called it. Yeah. And you need a person to man the cannon to not get people killed, and that's probably going to be Garrus.
Yeah, I mean he's been calibrating that thing since 1992.
Yeah. And you need a biotic.
Yeah, and you get every single biotic on your team is the creme de la creme in their own in certain senses of the word. Apart from Miranda, because Miranda is like genetically engineered to be perfect, but we find out that her character flaw is that she ain't.
Yeah.
So you get Samara, who is, she tends to be my go-to because I trust her so fucking heavily to have my back no matter what, which is easy to do when you're not a scumbag.
Yeah, true.
So she's an incredibly powerful biotic, but also like when you recruit Jack, and it's like, yeah, she's a psycho crazy bitch. She likes to have people think. But like straight up, when it comes to raw biotic power, she's putting out a nuke.
Oh yeah, totally. I would say that Jack is the offensive one, whereas Samara is the one that I would trust to be defensive of the two. So yes, I would always pick Samara out of the two for the barrier.
And I suppose you could take Morinth as well, but if you've picked Morinth, you've made some bad decisions.
Oh yeah, you're cruising for a bruising with Morinth.
I think it was a lengthy part of our Mass Effect episode where we just went, there is no good reason to pick Morinth unless you're horny, and even that's a bad reason.
Oh, yeah. And the only reason to pick Morinth is A, yeah, you're horny, and B, IRL, you can save and reload.
But like, even if you get that scene, it's nothing. She touches you and you die instantly.
Yeah, and you get the Mass Effect 1 game over music.
You're a feckin' idiot.
Yep. But yes, that was my favourite shooter. Do you have a favourite shooter?
My favourite shooter is from the PS3 days. It's Call of Duty World at War.
Okay, World at War. Okay.
Yeah, this is the first Treyarch Call of Duty that had zombie mode. I love Call of Duty. I love Call of Duty Zombies. Or rather, I should say with a big asterisk, I loved Call of Duty Zombies. Black Ops is the last time I played it and actually had fun, because nowadays they put in such elaborate Easter eggs that everybody wants to try and do. You can't have fun playing the zombie mode.
Right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can see how that would be tiresome and detract from the general gameplay.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll just focus on Call of Duty World at War. The campaign was great. You had two campaigns. You had the Pacific campaign, where you played as a US GI in the Japanese jungles. That was fun. It was a very fun environment. You also had the European campaign, which was you played as a Russian, who, spoiler alert, you get to see again in Black Ops, but we won't go there. Both campaigns campaigns were very fun. I like the feel of old guns compared to the modern warfare type things where everyone's got a fucking MP5 but souped up on steroids. This was the last game where I actually got good. I say good, but when I say good, I mean good by my standards. At a shooter, I played quite a bit of multiplayer. It was very fun. I'd get an annoying amount of kills from the perk that was, hey, by the way, if you kill me, I'm going to drop a grenade. But the most fun I had with this game was zombie mode. Zombie mode in this game, until they released a couple of DLCs, which I did not get nor play, was literally just a 2-story building, which, by the way, if you played the campaigns, the game would put you straight into zombie mode once you beat the campaign. It was very silly. But yeah, you could use points to unlock some rubble and give yourself more space to move. You earn points by killing zombies and by repairing boards. So the way zombies getting in that game is they come through boarded up windows. The number of the round number you're on is how many knife stab attacks it takes to kill the zombies. So when you're on round 1, everyone is just stabbing people.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it was also only 4 players, so you used to get some really fun banter because you get to know someone weirdly well over that 20-minute gameplay.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. If you're, actually communicating.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I miss those more simplistic days. Again, I've not touched Call of Duty in fucking years, so I don't even know what they're doing nowadays. If they even still include zombie modes. Yeah,
to be honest, I've not even looked at it. Like the last Call of Duty I looked at and thought this actually looks fun was the Infinite Warfare, the one that was like futuristic.
Okay.
And then I still ended up not buying it, and turned out people didn't like it anyway. But like graphically and stylistically, it looked really cute and fun.
I get you.
So yeah, we'll see how we'll see. I never ended up buying that, but yeah, I never ended up buying into Call of Duty in general. I bought Call of Duty 4 when it was new, like very new. Didn't vibe. Took it back.
Yeah, I get you, man. Like any of the modern set Call of Duties, I never really gelled with. I think there's something unique with the World War II setting that just made me go, yeah, I got really into it. Also helped I was in college at the time.
Sure.
So, it was just something I would play with bros from college, so...
Yeah. Because the other like main shooter at the time would have been... like Halo 3.
Well, yeah, that works if you're on Xbox, but that wasn't an option for me.
Yeah, so for Halo, I ended up frickin' like there's a lot of run and jumping, run and gun with Halo that you don't have in Call of Duty because it's a lot more methodical and quote unquote realistic.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
Okay.
Maybe in the single player campaign, but in the multiplayer, it's all run around and try not to get shot by that one sniper who won't move.
Yeah, but also the cover isn't as coverish.
I suppose.
Because you can shoot through walls.
I will also say that I don't know if I was just incredibly blessed, but this feels like the golden age of Call of Duty lobbies because I didn't get called any slurs.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was a blessing of being on PlayStation instead of Xbox. Maybe that was more the Xbox crowd thing because I know a certain F word like to be thrown around a lot in certain lobbies.
Yeah. You couldn't avoid it.
So, Rick, that was our shooters done and dusted. Next up, we've got platformer. Now, this just means any platformer. 3D, 2D, as long as it can have the platformer tag, it's allowed. What have you got as your favourite?
I got in brackets lol Sonic, but what I've actually picked for this is Rocket Knight Adventures / Sparkster. There are 2 games and they're basically the same thing.
Is Sparkster the fucking armadillo?
He is an opossum, apparently.
An opossum. I've seen gameplay footage of this, and the gameplay footage of this was 3 people. It was only plays. Fuck it. It was 3 people talking about it. One person said, "Why are we playing this?" And the other guy said, "I don't know. I just said I played it once, so now we're doing it." No one seemed to like it, but they were playing it, so let's hear it. Come on.
Yeah, so it was Konami's attempt at making a mascot platformer, and what they did was, okay, so we make a like this kind of like generic furry, and let's stick a rocket to it.
It does look more like Mega Man than Sonic.
Yeah, he's got a jetpack and a sword, and in the first game, he's got like a little sword beam that you can stay at a distance and just do like chip damage with the little sword beam boomerangs.
We call that being a punk little bitch.
Or you can get up close and do your sword damage as well, and basically do twice as much damage. The downside being that you might get hit if you do that.
I like that. I like there being a mode for your little brother, or just like, look, I did it. It took them 20 minutes.
Yeah. On the higher difficulties, getting touched by anything is like very deadly and will probably kill you.
So what do we say? What do we say to these game modes? Get good.
Yeah, get good. A lot of the boss, the way a lot of the bosses are is just you are going round the boss, waiting for times when it reveals a weak point and hitting it in it. The two that I remember the most are the train, where you're on a minecart and the train is like going on the top level and then down to your level and then up to the top level and all that. And the other one is when you're in space and you're going around this little ship that you're chasing to the Pig Star, which is the pig's version of the Death Star. And,
Rick, what the fuck are you saying to me right now? So what you're saying is, like, one boss is you fight a train. Okay, it's a bit out there, but other things have had you fight trains before. And then it's like, I'm chasing this pigman, for he must not complete the Death Star. Are we playing the same game?
Yeah, it goes off the rails. Turns out the pigs are controlled by an AI, and when you're on the Pig Star, the guy who's meant to be the big boss of all the pigs is just a replicant robot, and they have been mass produced for quite some time. Yeah, it's fucking silly. This is after you've been in the pig capital, where there are giant robots as just a normal thing. You hijack one of them and fight the rival Rocket Knight, the Dark Knight Axel Gear. He's also piloting one of these giant robots just because he wants to fight you.
They didn't learn from Sonic, did they? You need to ramp up to the bullshit. You can't go in with this with your first game. This has to be like game 5 or 6.
Yeah. The first game had more bullshit than the second. The second was a little bit more grounded, weirdly enough.
Shut up.
So they go back from like the Pig Star and all that shit to like the regular enemy being like a sorcerer. So like that's the kind of thing that you have for Rocket Knights. You have Rocket Knight versus Sorcerer Man. Like that's the conflict that you have, not a pig empire of pig people who once you defeat the armored pig, they run away in their underpants.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
I've learned more about Sparkster than I ever needed to.
I remember this incredibly fondly. How about you? What's going to be your platformer of the day?
Well, Rick, you know me and you know me well. I was a PlayStation kid. I absolutely loved Spyro. I absolutely loved Crash. So, of course, my platformer of choice is Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden points.
Yeah, Super Mario Land, the one on the Game Boy.
Yeah, I was so happy when they put this game on the Switch for the Game Boy freebies. I haven't played it since, but I was happy that it was there. I'm glad more people can experience this. Super Mario Land 2 is a weird fucking game.
It is. Like, just this last week, I looked up the OST for Super Mario Land 1, and, like, the music for those games are just so memorable to people that have heard it, and not to people who've not. Which, okay, you know what I mean, though?
I
like,
do. It just sounds like generic 8-bit crap if you've never played the game.
But if you have, it's like, oh shit, this is what Mario sounds like to me.
Yeah. Like Super Mario Land were my first Mario games, so I played the weird games before playing the real games.
Yeah, ditto. So, like, my first Mario game was Mario Land 1 that I just had as a, I think one of my mates found it in their attic.
Could be.
Yeah, and, like, they didn't have a Game Boy, so they just traded it with me for, I don't know, like a ham sandwich or whatever. So that was just the thing that I had as one of my first Game Boy games.
Yeah, Super Mario Land 1 was incredibly weird because it was just set on Earth.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, Mario had a submarine in, like, level 2. What? Anyway, sorry, Mario Land 2, that's what we're talking about. Fucking debut of Wario.
It was. I remember this being the main marketing campaign on the adverts. My name is Wario. I am your master. Mario is your enemy.
And chalk that up to the 5th time Rick's done that on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a good game. There's 6 worlds, not counting the bonus worlds or the last level where you have to actually fight Wario. The 6 worlds give you a golden coin each. Go figure. What were the 6 worlds? You had the inside of the giant turtle. You had the inside of the giant robotic Mario. You had the witch land. You had the micro land, which is like an ant farm. You had the moon, and you had the tree.
Yeah. Like these are all like pretty iconic like worlds for that kind of thing. Yeah.
Every single world's tile set, the background to the levels were all incredibly unique. I remember all the platforms in the Mario level were made of gears and stuff. Obviously, I didn't click that as a child, but as an adult, it's incredibly obvious that it's all mechanical. What still doesn't make sense is why the final boss for that zone is the 3 little pigs. We're doing pigs and robots again.
Yeah, pigs and robots.
But yeah, I still don't know that one. Like all the other worlds have pretty understandable bosses. I can't actually remember the boss of the water world, but the magic land was a witch. The ant farm was a giant rat. Well, it wasn't even a giant rat. It was just a normal sized rat. You get micro. You had a bird at the tree, and you had an alien in a spaceship on the moon, and then Wario was the ultimate final boss. Wario cheats.
Yeah.
Super fucking hard. I don't know how I beat this as a kid. I think it was a combination of spending all my coins for like 60 lives and then just banging my head against it because you have infinite patience as a kid because you got nothing better to do.
Yeah, this is true. Like as a kid, you've got it doesn't matter if something takes all evening to achieve nothing. That's what you were doing that day.
Yeah. And I know it wasn't just because I was bad at video games as a kid, because I played this game again as an adult when it was on the emulator on the Switch that you get for, well, it's not for free, but if you got a Nintendo subscription, you had the Game Boy games. I played through it. I pissed through every single level. I got to Wario and I couldn't beat him without save states.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this game. I'm glad that it has fond memories with you as well. Honestly, I'd love another Mario game like this. I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh, bless me. But yeah, I'd love another Mario game like this. Simple, you know?
Yeah, like less bother, less gimmicks, you know?
I also don't think Nintendo have done a 2D Mario game at all for the Switch era.
Yeah, because like the frickin' I think, what was the last one? The last one was probably the on the frickin' Wii U, wasn't it?
I think it would have been on the DS.
Yeah, but they also had the Wii U as well. But yeah, that was the same time when they had the 3DS and the Wii U at the same time.
Okay, it might have been not the Wii. Yeah, it would have been the Wii U, wouldn't it? Yeah, the gamepad.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that was a dumb gimmick, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you could you joined in with the gamepad, and like the person with the gamepad had additional things that they could do to help.
Yeah, except what happened is because you're playing with your fucking kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the ones that get the invincible version, and you're the one with lives.
Alternatively, you give it to the teenager, and the other, and you know he has the gamepad while the kids play the real game, and the teenager's just making their life hell.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think those were 2 great entries to platformer. Even though I'm not that knowledgeable about Sparkster, I'm aware of it, so it's a great pick, Rick. Let's get to rhythm game. Rhythm games are interesting, aren't they? Because it's a lot of things can be classed as rhythm when they're not necessarily a true rhythm game. I'm curious to hear what you've got for this.
I've got Elite Beat Agents.
Fuck, this is like the 5th time you brought this game up.
Yeah, it's so good though. Like it made me care about Jumpin' Jack Flash because it was so hype when you got to it at the end. The person that gets the crowd going when the agents have been frozen in rock. Yeah, they've been frozen in rock by aliens.
I said kryptonite, I meant carbonite.
The one who gets them going is the little orphan girl from the middle of the game. The only time when the boss doesn't say agents or go, he just kind of looks at the situation with his like hands folded and chin on his hands, and he's like, "Okay, agents, do what you do." and they cheer her up through her dad dying, and she's okay at the end, and she's the one that's like clapping EBA EBA. She gets everyone together, and they beat the agents out of freezing, out of carbonite, and that's when we go into the finale of I Was Born in a Crossfire Hurricane. It's so hype.
I mean, I'm sure it is, and you're not the only person with beloved memories of this, because I remember back when the Super Best Friends were a thing, Matt McMuscles mentioned it was one of the few times he's cried during a video game, was during that moment. And I'm like, I unfortunately, the reality is, I don't give a fuck about this game series.
Sure. Also, in the very first track, the one that you don't even get a choice of, because like after that you do get a couple of choices. There's a cough right at the end in the full recording. Okay. It's really silly, and once you hear it, you can't unhear it. This guy just coughs like 3 seconds before the end. It's great.
In which case, the fucking editors need to have their heads put on blocks. That's a bad mistake.
Yeah.
It's not like Rockin' Ringo going, "I got blisters on me fingers after Helter Skelter."
But yeah, like it was this or picking something like Rock Band, but like I spent so much more time on Elite Beat Agents. It's a spin-off of Oendan, which is the Japanese version of the cheerleaders. And the open source version is Osu, which you can still play to this day. And
what do you mean the open source version?
So there is an open source framework that anyone can contribute to. Where you can make a beat map of any song, upload it to the database, and then people can play it.
Okay, well that's cool.
Neurosama, the VTuber, was originally an Osu bot.
What do you mean, an Osu bot?
She was a bot made only to play the Osu game.
Okay, but not really, no.
Well, I mean, originally, yes. That's what she was. That's what she did. She played the Osu game, and then eventually she got given a voice.
So she's not a real person.
Yeah, Neurosama is a bot. It's the AI VTuber.
Why would you watch this?
She's very entertaining.
I don't care. She's a robot. Fuck off. Yeah, you can quote me on that, Skynet, when you come back.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I enjoy Neurosama. But
watch real people and give real money to them.
Well, part of it is the actual real person who has programmed her is essentially her dad, and she rebels against him all the time. It's really funny.
I don't care. This is a bad precedent.
Okay. Your rhythm game.
My rhythm game is Guitar Hero 5.
Guitar Hero 5? Okay. I was out of the game by the time we got to Guitar Hero 5.
Okay, so I only got into the game at the tail end of Guitar Hero 3.
Sure.
So, I remember I played Guitar Hero World Tour with a couple of Italian lads. I think I've told you this story before, where after I played with them, they said, "Yeah, man, we jam every Thursday between 4 and 5. You're welcome to join us." And I went, "That's really cool, but also this isn't a real band." It was very cool of them to try and include me, but I'm also like, I don't want to dedicate time to this. This is just a game. But anyway, I digress. Guitar Hero 5 is the first game that came out. Now, I want to point out, when I played Guitar Hero 3 for the first time, it was well after the fact. So Guitar Hero 5 is the first game that came out that was fresh when I actually got it. So I had great fun with it. I was very tempted to put Warriors of Rock here, but I remembered that Guitar Hero 5 has way better guest musicians. So you got Santana, I believe, Kurt Cobain, and Johnny Cash, as well as a couple of other musicians. But I only had the Guitar Hero the guitar controller, so I couldn't do any of the other instruments. The other characters might as well not exist. Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, I remember that being a thing, because like back in the early days, they didn't have a lot of as much star power.
I mean, I remember Guitar Hero 3 was the breakout big deal one because they put Slash on the box and they also had Tom Morello.
Yeah.
Which are both legendary guitarists in their own rights. And then they went, oh shit, people want to play as these people? Awesome. So World Tour had fucking Jimi Hendrix, Ozzy Osbourne, Sting, a bunch of well-known people. Also had the lead singer of Paramore. They haven't done fuck all since 2010.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Guitar Hero 5 was great. It had a lot of awesome songs. I remember one of the very first songs that you play was All Along the Watchtower by Bob Dylan, classic song. The end game song that you got for doing the whole game and getting all the stars was 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson. That's the first time I ever heard King Crimson, and boy, I went a long time without hearing any songs from that awesome band. Also, try recommending King Crimson to anybody because they will just throw the meme at you.
Yeah, literally, like, I didn't even know King Crimson was a band until you told me that everything from JoJo is a band.
It's a band or a song. Some of the stands are called named after songs.
Yeah. Like Crazy Diamond is the song rather than the band.
Fucking JoJo, the very first JoJo has you meet Diet and Straits.
Sure.
I'm just saying, they weren't subtle. Anyway, I digress. I did try and get a friend of ours to listen to King Crimson because I do generally think it's great music. And all they did was respond with, "Oh, but how does it work?" And I went, "Oh, I'm trying to share some good music with you, you fuck dick." Anyway, you know who that is as well. We're meant to be playing Dark Souls with them later. But anyway, Guitar Hero 5 is a great rhythm game. Guitar Hero in general was a pretty good rhythm series. It died a very gruesome death pretty much during the transition to PS4 era.
Yeah, like I think that was pretty much it. Like the Xbox 360 and PS3 were like peak for like weird controllers like that.
Yeah, and it was cheap to get the controllers because they'd always have a bundle with the new games of don't have the controller, pay an extra 30 quid.
Yeah, like at most as well. Like the one that was expensive was Rock Band because you had to buy the entire kit. But yeah, even then, like you could get a controller for those like relatively cheaply because like multiple people by the second, third, or fourth game like were making off-brand controllers as well. So you could get one for 20 quid. Easy.
I mean, shit, I remember I've packaged my PS3 away now, but I remember I really wanted to play Guitar Hero and I still have my PS3 and I was like, wonder how much it is to get a controller. And I paid like 15 quid for the Eddie Van Halen version because nobody wanted it for some reason.
Oh, man.
It's just a Guitar Hero controller, but with that iconic paint job. And it's like, it's still the controller. Why did people not want this? It feels the same. Anyway, I digress. Guitar Hero was a great franchise. So great, in fact, that Rock Band spawned from it and was pretty much a rival. It got really silly near the end because the games would come out with pretty much identical track lists. It really was a matter of picking one or the other. And also, the controllers were interchangeable. If you had a Guitar Hero controller, you could play Rock Band games with it.
Yeah, this was this was by design, at least early on. There were a few things that certain ones that did and certain ones didn't. Like the Guitar Hero whammy bar was better, and Rock Band had 2 sets of frets.
I've never seen a controller with 2 sets of frets. That feels like a level of complexity to the gameplay that at that point you might as well just try and learn a guitar.
Yeah, but the 2 sets of frets were basically those one closer to the strummer. So if you had little hands or if you were little, then you could do the one that was closer by.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So they weren't even added. They didn't even add function. It was just like, we're just gonna do this to be different.
Yeah, it's just the same buttons again, but further down.
So for those of you who don't know, as well, just a bit of clarification: you can play Guitar Hero tracks with a controller. It's just the frets are assigned to X, square, triangle, circle, and for some reason the 5th button is R1.
I was gonna say it's gonna be something like L2 or something, isn't it? Yeah, because it's gonna be one of the triggers.
It was not a good system. You couldn't. I'm sure some people were like got really good at doing it as like a gimmick, but it wasn't a good way of controlling the game.
Yeah.
Which might go to explain why the Guitar Hero controllers were interchangeable with Rock Band ones, because if they are just assigning buttons to buttons.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the MIDI drums were literally just a MIDI drum kit. Because why reinvent the wheel when someone's already invented how to do drums over USB?
Although you had to pay an extra like 20 quid to get the little pads on them, so the drum didn't make a fuck off noise every time you hit it.
Yeah.
So I'm told. I never owned one.
Yeah. There's a bit of cushioning on them, so they do make a lot of noise, but they're not that bad.
But yeah, that goes to that's my rhythm game. Is like I'm giving it to Guitar Hero 5 in particular, but the Guitar Hero series in general was incredibly fun. Rick, we're just over the hour mark, but we've only got one game left to go, and I don't have much to say about mine. I'm going to bank on you being the same. What racing game is your favourite of all time?
My favourite racing game of all time is Sonic R, and it's not good.
It's not even the best Sonic-themed racing game.
It's not, but I definitely spend the most time on it. It was a time of my life when the only racing games I really had were this, Pod Racer, and
Ooh,
a lot later
good.
on. Yeah, a lot later on in life, Mario Kart 8. Yeah, I went a long time without racing. Apparently, I just don't buy racing games, I guess. But Pod Racer, I only got like a third of the way through because
I don't blame you. The AI was garbage.
Yeah, the AI just rubber banded to you and just would win.
It was such obvious rubber banding. Even if you didn't know what rubber banding was, you knew it was happening.
Yeah. And like you could, like the only way after a certain point that you could win was by like switching to Anakin. and like power leveling his pod because like you weren't winning with EB Endicott anymore.
Nobody used that character but you, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, who possibly could have been the mysterious pod racing stranger who created these new death races? It's Sebulba. It was always Sebulba. It was obviously Sebulba.
Yeah, it's clearly Sebulba. Yeah. But yeah, Sonic R, you have the vast gang of Sonic characters, including Amy Rose, and
hang on. Why'd you isolate her?
Because this was like her first time that she was playable.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
And they thought, we don't want to make her good like Sonic, so we give her a car. So the only people that don't run are Dr. Robotnik and Amy Rose. So Amy.
You just brought back memories of the fucking other game that included Jet the Hawk and that crowd.
Oh shit, yeah. Actually, yeah, I forgot about that.
It wasn't skateboarding and it wasn't surfboarding. It was like hover skateboarding and it was crap.
Yeah, freaking Sonic Riders, the airboarding thing.
Yeah, because it was a skateboarding game, but it wasn't about doing tricks. It was all about racing.
Yeah, and like really late on, you could start getting scooters.
and it extra didn't make sense because all of your speed comes from how fast of a kickoff you can give. So why is not Sonic smoking these fools?
Yeah, Shadow. When you finally get Shadow, you can start getting air shoes. So people start feeling a little bit more like Sonic characters if you play like that. Mm-hmm. But basically, only Sonic, Shadow, and Jet can run those properly.
Man, fuck Sonic Team. They're so weird with some of their decisions.
Yeah, silly. And with this, there was very definitely a hierarchy of if you're not playing as Super Sonic, you're not winning. They had no interest in putting any kind of balance into the game. It was so silly. Like, if you were playing in multiplayer, your choice was, do I play the person that is more powerful? Like, if you're not playing as Sonic, Metal Sonic, or Super Sonic, you're going to be slower than everyone else.
Very depressing. Although I will say, it does speak volumes that I do think there are plenty of kart racing games that do the kart racing genre better than Mario Kart. This isn't one of them, but
no.
But Sonic has, I think Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing was fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to the new Sonic kart racing game because fuck Nintendo at the moment. Unlike Rick, I'm actually sticking to my guns on that one.
I'm not sticking to my guns on that at all. I need the Nintendo goodness in my veins. But yeah, the only characters that had any kind of weapon were Robotnik and the Egg Robo. They had a gun that they could use, similar to a Mario Kart item that you could attack people in front of you to stun them and catch up. And they needed that because they were both the slowest.
We see that's just it. If you're going to make a kart racing game, you really should use Mario Kart as a framework.
Yeah.
Like, even the other kart racing game that people like to point to was still Nintendo, albeit with the rare their logo snapped on, because Diddy Kong Racing is also a good model to take after. But even that ripped off Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, I think CTR, Crash Team Racing, or, well, it was just Crash Racing back in the game, CTR is the remake, is a fantastic kart racer. However, it's not Mario, so people think it sucks.
Yeah. But yes, that's my racer. It was a bad one. How about you?
My favourite racing game of all time is from the mid-2000s, once again on the... Actually, it might have been like 2009, so just on the cusp of the 2010s. Oh, does it make you feel old, Rick?
Yeah.
It's also a PS3 offering, specifically the PS3 version, because this came out on the PS2 as well. It's Need for Speed Pro Street.
Oh, yeah. Shit, Pro Street.
So this game made you play as a named protagonist. You played as a guy called Ryan Cooper. And they were very heavily advertising and championing, hey, keep racing off the streets. Like every fucking ad screen, every load screen had the same message of just like, racing's fun, but don't do it in the street, blah, 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 blah. And you no longer did Need for Speed on the streets. You did quote-unquote professional circuits. And you had to do proper driving. You could have guidelines on the road for you to give you a hint as to, you're going too fast, you're going to crash, don't take this corner at this speed, for fuck's sake. More importantly, the reason why I specify the PS3 version is the PS3 version lets you control the car properly.
Yeah. Well, do they have the Mario Kart thing of like correcting you if otherwise?
I mean, you can put on heavy assists where the game pretty much drives the car for you. That's boring, but it exists. The thing I'm talking about is in the PS3 version, it's the first time Need for Speed gave you the option of the control scheme of R2 is accelerate, L2 is brake/reverse.
Okay.
Because before now, Need for Speed's control scheme was on the face buttons. Which,
okay.
As people who played on the PS2, Rick, we were accustomed to. I can't go back to it.
No. The like having your analog sticks. Not analog stick. Your analog triggers being what do your acceleration and deceleration, like that. That just feels so much more
like a car.
Intuitive. Just intuitive. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, you press X to accelerate and circle to stop. But square to stop, circle to reverse. Why is it 2 buttons?
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Silly.
But anyway, I remember the story was pretty basic, bitch. Your goal was to become the king of street racing, except it's not street racing anymore because it's professional. You had you could just do the straight line and beat the main bad guy and do that. He was like the king of racing. You also had the 4 offshoots, the 4 extra kings. We're doing Dark Souls shit, where you had the grip king, the drift king, the speed king, and the drag king. Should have been drag queen. Come on.
Yeah. It should have been. It should have been.
It doubly should have been drag queen because the drag king was a woman. So maybe that's why it's drag king, and that's the joke.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't see any character models for any of these additional kings. They don't talk or nothing. The only person who talks to you is the king. And
the
all he does,
king.
Yeah, I know, right? And all he does is shit talk you. I think his name's Ryu Watanabe, so I think there might have been some fucking like, oh, he's I think it must have been not too long after Tokyo Drift, Oh, he's Japanese, he must be good at racing.
Sure, okay.
That's the state of the world we were in at the time. But yeah, it was a really fun game. The reason why I liked it is because, I'll be honest with you, racing games, unless the soundtrack is stellar, you really don't need to have the sound on.
Yeah.
So I just did.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the sound on and put something nice on in the background that I liked. Sometimes that was an Eminem CD because that's how long ago we're talking.
Yeah. I mean, this was back on like PS3 and Xbox 360 where you could just like have something else as your soundtrack like within the console.
I mean, you could, but that requires work.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alternatively, the CD player's right there.
Yeah, true.
So I want to point out this is the level of difference as well in wealth. In that it was 2009 and I was still using my CD player to listen to music.
Yeah, whereas I would plug my iPod into the USB on my Xbox 360 and have that play things.
You make it so easy to hate.
Yeah. Yeah. Then again, this was the Xbox 360 that I bought with wages as opposed to being a child.
Even if I was not, I mean, I probably would have been fresh out of secondary school. I was getting £30 a week because I was the first person in my household to go to college. That £30 did a sweet fuck all.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
What a fucking incentive! I mean, granted, it did a lot more back then than it does now, but it was not much of an incentive. Anyway, I digress. That brings us to a close, I think, today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. If you like the video, there's the comment section down below on YouTube. Let us know which of the genres you want to hear from us next time we do one of these pick and choosers.
Better yet, tell us your favourite games in the genres we did today. We did RPG, shooter, platformer, rhythm, and racing. Do you agree with us? Are you a bit younger in the sense that our games are like ancient fossils to you, and therefore you've got something better because it's flashy and new? We won't mock you, we promise, kinda.
Yeah. And also, tell us if we missed something that we very obviously should have picked, because maybe we should have chosen to keep one of the things that we said for later.
Hey now, we said favourite, not best.
Yeah, fair enough. But yes, that's going to be it from us today. And yeah, if you don't have the comment section, you got instead got an email which we could go to.
If you can't tell, that was Rick forgetting.
Yes, I forgot.
You can send us an email at nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah, just play back me floundering with the English language. Bye, everybody.
See you next week, guys.